Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you, depending where you are in the world. Here we are live in London. I'm doing my nighttime devotion. We're reading from the devotional To Be Like Jesus. The title today is God's Grace Needed to Polish Us. The scripture reading comes from Leviticus 25, verse 17. Therefore you shall not oppress one another, but you shall fear your God, for I am the Lord your God. You are in danger of making grave mistakes in your business transactions. God warned you to be on your guard lest you indulge a spirit of crowding one another. Be careful not to cultivate the sharper's tact, but this will not stand the test of the day of God. Shrewdness and close calculation are needed, for you have all classes to deal with. But let not these traits become a ruling power. Under proper control, there are essential elements in the character, and if you keep the fear of God before you and his love in your heart, you will be safe. It's far better to yield some advantages that might be gained than to cultivate an avaricious spirit and thus make it a law of nature. Petty sharpness is unworthy of a Christian. We've been separated from the world by the great cleaver of truth. Our wrong traits of character are not always visible to ourselves, although they may be very apparent to others. But time and circumstances will surely prove us and bring to light the gold of character or discover the baser metal. Every base thought, every wrong action reveals some defect in the character. These rugged traits must be brought under the chisel and hammer in God's great workshop, and the grace of God must smooth and polish before we can be fitted for place in his glorious temple. God can make these, the leaders in our church institutions, more precious than fine gold, even the golden wedge of offer, if they will yield themselves to his transforming hand. They should be determined to make the noblest use of every faculty and every opportunity. The Word of God should be their study and their guide in deciding what is the highest and best in all cases. The weakest follower of Christ has entered into alliance with infinite power. In many cases, God can do little with men and women of learning because they will feel no need of leaning upon him who is the source of all wisdom. Therefore, after a trial, he sets them aside for people of inferior talent who have learned to rely upon him, whose souls are fortified by goodness, truth, and unwavering fidelity, and who will not stoop to anything that will leave a stain upon the conscience. The second to last paragraph. God can make these leaders, the church leaders, more precious than gold and the golden wedge of offer, if they will yield themselves to his transforming hand, if they're humble enough, if they're meek enough, if they are a true shepherd. God can make them more precious than fine gold. Not just the pastors and leaders in our churches, us, if we are true followers of our Father in heaven, then there is no reason why our Father cannot make us more precious than fine gold. Let us be those leaders in our families and our communities. And let us aim to be perfect in His eyes.